LAN WAN. This is week 2, Thursday, second day. We're on the second chapter. Still on finish up LAN design. This is configuring switches. So we reviewed Ethernet. We talked about the layers. I don't need to put that here. We reviewed store and forward and cut through, and then we talked about the difference fast or fragment free. Fragment free looks at the first 64 bytes. A lot of errors are determined those first 64 bytes. Store and forward to keep the entire frame. Check it before forwarding it. We talked about asymmetric and symmetric. Same speed, all the ports, good for peer-to-peer. I gave the example like a LAN party or a company that has a switch in which lots of the people are sharing information between the peer-to-peer. Compared to more of a server client, which we're used to seeing, an asymmetric switch might be better for that. And it has memory buffer. So for example, this switch here, we might have a port that's a higher speed port for the server compared to the ports for all the PCs or other devices on the switch. Okay? And that memory buffer can be port based, so much memory per port, or we can be a shared memory. And shared seems to be a more preferred way to make better use of the memory, rather than having memory reserved for certain ports that aren't used very much. In our diagram, the only reason I put the Wi-Fi on there so people understand it's a different protocol for the devices to connect to the access point, and the access point would connect to the switch using Ethernet, so we don't confuse those. Huge advantage of networks nowadays, we can go from one type of protocol to another through a device. That happens all the time with routers. We reviewed getting in through Telnet, secured shell, we talked through those things, we talked about the line, VTY, and the console, and then I gave them an address to an older work server, actually work server 1. They can log into this, they can use that. I gave them a student test, and that same general password we've been using for this term, same one Mr. Purchase uses, and then they can telnet into this box, once into this device here in the room with the labs, once they get into this Linux box. And so those are the notes for today.